Welcome to everyone. I'm going to mute everyone.
Thank you so
But
much.
much for being here. And today the topic is how to silence your mind. So, the mind being something that is constantly doing some kind of chatter, chatter, chatter. And that's where it keeps running from one place to the other. And I always tell people that, the mind is actually, here in the now, but you are here in the now, but you're either running in the past or going ahead in the future. You never really want to just stay here. You're constantly thinking of something or the other. And if you look at most of your thoughts, if you're thinking of the past and of past experiences, when you think of experiences which were not pleasant, what you want to do is, if you're looking at it tomorrow, you keep repeating those experiences and keep bringing that fear. Will this happen again? And you keep building on that fear. I hope it doesn't happen again. What if this happens again? So, what is it? You're taking your past fearful experiences and you are moving to the future with those fears. So, whether those fears are to manifest or not, you actually start to create so much more fear within you that it has to manifest at some point or another. Whether it manifests in the area that you're thinking. Maybe you're thinking about, your child's performance of last year, and now that performance is giving you a lot of stress as to how the child is going to perform next year, and will he be able to do this or to cope up with something or the other. And then what do? You keep worrying about the child as he performed last year. You are building this fear and worry in you. The child suddenly performs very well, and then you say, oh chalo, now you're like so relaxed and so relieved for this year. But no, what you have actually done is taken all those fears and worries and increased them and put them in your energy pot. Now they'll show up somewhere. They might not show up with respect to a child, but they might show up somewhere else. So that's why I keep telling people, whatever is manifesting in your life today is a manifestation, it's a creation of everything that you've collected over centuries. If some worry shows up, be mindful, be mindful of releasing that worry. What is this chatter? This constant chatter in your mind is mostly negative. If you have a beautiful chatter that's going on in the mind, it won't even bother you. What if the only chatter in your head was this? Oh, life is so beautiful. Oh, this is so wonderful. Oh, everything is so wonderful. I have so much support. The universe is so beautiful. Everything is playing in my favor. What if this was the only chatter that kept happening to you? I tell you that you would be really, really happy. You wouldn't even be bothered with this chatter. You would be in gratitude at all times. Why do I tell you this? Because that's the kind of chatter that I live in. And I don't want to silence my mind, because no matter what happens outside, I am simply seeing the beauty in everything. And so when I only have one line to say, oh, this is so beautiful. Oh, this is so beautiful. Oh, the universe is so wonderful. And mind you, I was just telling in the morning session that, my mother, when she calls me and says, oh, this one passed away, and the only thing that I say, oh, this is so beautiful. And she's like, we can't even tell you to call somebody and be, be feeling sad or something, because you just don't feel sad. You'll be like, you don't even pretend to feel sad. Oh, this one passed away. Oh, that's so beautiful. If that one's passed away from corona, oh wonderful. If this one survived corona, oh wonderful. So everything that is happening is just totally wonderful. I see no other point of view except how wonderful things are. So if that's the way, then you don't even need to silence. I feel no need to silence my mind, because very quickly, the only one point where it boils down to is gratitude. For everything that's happening around me, I keep coming in gratitude. And when I'm in gratitude, the mind is mostly silent and the eyes are mostly crying. And I love these tears. The quality of these tears is very, very different from all the tears that I have shed, in my life, in earlier on in my life, before I understood this. So when we want to silence our mind, when we talk about chatter, it's only because the past sits on this shoulder and the future sits on this shoulder. And from this side, we keep hearing this constant chatter of the past, and then we keep hearing this constant chatter of the future. The only way to stop, these two from chattering is to be in the now. And so, I always tell people to be in the now. And people are saying, okay, how do we be in the now? My answer to everything, absolutely everything, starts and finishes with the candle. So, I bring everything down very, very easily to one tool, one instrument. And then, of course, I keep expanding on that. So, candle what? So, I'm actually going to today, sit with you, because every time, I do have many videos to say, do the positivity process, and this is how the positivity process has to be done. But a couple of months ago, somebody sent me a video of them doing the candle. And then I looked at it and I kind of smiled, because they were like, okay, I don't want fear, I don't want fear, I'm releasing the fear, I don't want fear, I'm not going to keep this fear anymore with me, please take my fear away, money, take my fear, Meenal, take my fear, I don't want fear. So what is it that you are doing? You're actually you're actually fearful of the fear itself. And so that's not the way. We are not going to fear itself. No, you can't. Whatever is here, whatever has come up, you deal with it in the now. But you deal with it with a lot of love, because these are all your emotions. You've held these emotions in your energies, and these are the emotions that you came to experience. Apart from the fact that, yes, now you have come to experience fearlessness, this too a part of your energy. But as you've experienced fear, now almost as if you were saying bye bye to a favorite friend of yours, your best friend for all of these years have been who? Fears and worries, right? Those have been your best friends for years. No matter what happened, you always clung to fears. It's like clinging to a best friend, and now you are letting go of an old best friend. Surely you are letting go because a friend has to go. His path is no longer matching with yours. But as you let him go, you do that with a lot of love. And so somebody asks me, for being in the now, what is the process? The process is called candling. Because what is it that we are releasing into the candle? Into the candle goes all of the fears that we have for tomorrow. Into the candle. We will put it into the candle, but with a lot of love. Okay, then. So the way I would talk to the candle is to say, okay, I'm ready to release my fears, and I let go of my fears. I thank my fears for being here with me for so long. But now I'm going to choose something else. I choose I choose fearlessness. This time I choose from fearlessness. As I talk to the candle, I'm going to be talking with a lot of love towards myself and my old experiences. So as I talk to the candle, here I give away my experiences. So as I talk to the candle, no fear, and just a very quiet and calm conversation. Yes, the conversation has to be quiet and calm, because it's all about your awareness. I release to the candle all my fears related to, and then you start to look at the fears which are around you. Related to my child, I release all my fears, because the universe is playing in my favor. I release my fears, I release my worries related to this person, to that person. I release all of the hurt that I'm holding within me related to this person, because I recognize that the hurt is within me, and now I release it to the candle. It's a loving conversation. Whether it's hurt, it's yours, and now you're sending it away. If it's pain, it's yours, and now you are sending it away. But a lot of love is what you give to the candle. So, as you release each emotion of yours with a lot of love, that's what I call the positivity process. As you're looking at the candle, it's not about, you want to get rid of something. No, as a matter of fact, you are shifting your emotion. You are shifting your emotion. You are creating a choice for yourself. As this happens, you will find that the clutter will start to, the chatter in your mind will reduce. It has to reduce because all of this past and all of this future, this is all that you are processing as you do the candle. So everything always starts, for me, everything always starts with with the candle. The other thing that I talk about is the mantra. What mantra do I use? The mantras that I have are I am awesome, or the other mantra that I have for myself is the universe is always playing in my favor. The universe is playing in my favor. Finished. Always, at all times, right? So even as I say this mantra, the universe is playing in my favor, the universe is playing in my favor, the universe is playing in my favor, the universe is blah, 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 blah. Nobody is interested in that mantra. I have now done 200 of those mantras. Well, very good for you. Have you understood what you have done? Probably not, because the vibration that you are giving out is not changing. Until you change the vibration that you are giving out, nothing around you is going to change. So how do I want you, so here's a process that I'm going to give to you today about the same mantra. I say, even when I do the mala, I tell you all, and I've just told you, like, two weeks ago when I was talking about how to pray. But when you are praying, as you are staying on that bead, stay on the bead with that mantra, I am awesome. Until you have understood that you are awesome, don't move to the next beat. There is no rush to move anywhere. You stay there till you actually experience the awesomeness in every cell of yours. Here, I give you another tool. When you say I am awesome, let's say something is, not, somebody's just judged you. When I say somebody, well, a mirror of yours has just judged you, and from their judgments you are now feeling severely pained and hurt. To recognize that the hurt is yours and it has simply come up to be released, that the pain is yours and it's come to be released, but you are not able to sit in silence in this moment. So, what is it that you're going to do? As you start, I'm awesome, I'm awesome, I'm awesome, I'm awesome. Now, start to create some space between the words. Your mind is going to give you 1,000 reasons right now as to why you are not awesome, or why he has done that, and how things can be going so wrong for you. If the mind is doing that and you want to cut out the chatter right now, look at the mantra that you're doing. So, what is it that I'm telling you to do? Create some space between the words. I am awesome. So you go, I am awesome, I am awesome, I am awesome, I am awesome. And as you create this space between the words, what will you find? That the space in the middle is filled with blankness. That's the blankness that you want to bring your mind to. But the minute you go into blankness, it starts to bother you. Why am I going into blankness? I'm blank. I'm not receiving answers. Why are the answers not coming to me? Everybody is receiving poetry. People are receiving 5-page messages. Why am I only receiving blankness? Arey bhai, blankness is the final answer. It's cutting out the clutter from your mind. That's the one that's constantly, that chatter that's constantly bothering you. Look what just happened. You did my meditation, you went into blankness. And then what is it that you do? The next thing that you do is you start to get bothered by your own blankness. So now you want answers, you want words, you want something to be filling up that space. And I say, no, let the blankness prevail, because that is the final answer. So we were talking, and I said, the first, my first answers are always about go to the candle and release, and that will stop your mind from chattering. And the second thing, okay, if you want a mantra, whatever your mantra is, it doesn't need to be I am awesome, it doesn't need to be the universe is working in my favor always. It could even be the Om Namah Shivaya, or whatever mantra that you are comfortable with, whoever it is that you worship. But as you worship, start to put all your focus on the spaces. As you say Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, what happens after some time is that the mouth is speaking Om Namah Shivaya, and then the mind is wandering someplace else. But what happens when you bring a pause, when you bring some space between Om Namah Shivaya? The only thing that happens in this space is your focus moves from everywhere else to the next word that you are going to speak. So instead of having 1,000 thoughts, at least what you've done to yourself is brought all your thoughts down just to the next word that you are going to speak. So when you've said Om, and then the mind sounds to wander, it starts to wander, then immediately Namaha. And then stay in that space. There is no rush to speak the next word. Stay in that blankness. And when the mind starts to wander, then the next word, Shivai. And you will find that the blankness grows a little bit more and a little bit more. In my frequency, if you keep coming, even if you say this mantra will work for you beautifully as you keep saying, I take energy from Meenal. Simple as that. And you will find that in all of this, you didn't have the time to listen to the past nor to listen to the future. You were in the now as you do this, as you did this in this last 30 seconds. And then whatever time, and you will know when it is done. My usual chant is Om Mani, Om Mani, Om Mani. And even over there, just simply Om Mani can be with a big gap in the middle of Om and Mani. And you take whatever mantra suits your fancy for that day, simply start to put gaps in the middle of it, and you will find that for that entire time, it's really, really beautiful that your mind doesn't chatter. And then it'll flow for some time. And then when it flows, you just simply keep coming. You simply keep coming to this. You're in the middle of, again, a lot of chatter, phones are happening, work is happening, blah, blah, blah. Simply leave 5 minutes. I constantly tell people, please put alarms for yourself. Put alarms to do the candle, because why bother to carry? And this is my usual example when I say, you get dirty with cow dung. Let's say you get ready, you take a bath and you step out on the road, and now there is cow dung on the road, and you put your foot in it, and now you are dirty. You have two choices. Either you can keep complaining of the cow dung that's now on your foot, and as you complain, and let's say you don't take a shower, you don't wash that off, no matter how much you complain, you are going to stink. You're going to stink because that's what it is. Your cow dung is on your foot. It's your cow dung now. It doesn't belong to the cow. It doesn't even belong to the street. It belongs to you. And you're not washing it off. You're keeping it on yourself. And then you're like, why is it stinking? What is stinking? Why is it stinking so much? Well, it's you that's stinking. Similarly, when we carry our negative thoughts for an entire day, they will continue to stink. and they will stink more and more. As time goes by, it doesn't get better. The only thing that you can do is to wash off that cow dung, this emotional negative cow dung that you are carrying. Unless you wash it off, it's going to be on you. So you wash it off with the candle, you wash it off with these two mantras, or that I am awesome, or that the universe is playing in my favor. And you stay like this with blinders on. These are the only three mantras that you have to focus on. If you're taking energy from me like this in a day with the alarm clock set for every 2 hours, I promise you that this and this, the negative chatter from both these parts, is going to finish off very, very quickly. As we move along, let's say, there is too much of negative emotions happening, and you're candling and they are not going, and you are doing the mantra, and still every minute you are constantly focused on this negativity, let's say that, then I would simply suggest a third tool. I constantly tell all of you to journal, right? Many of you are doing the 30-day program, and in that I teach you how to journal. You have to journal as whatever the event is happening, and then you have to write who is the actor that's creating emotions in you, and then you have to write what emotions are getting created in you, right? So you journal. So I tell people that even as you sit with all of this, sit with a journal. Sit with a journal. If it's a day that's a difficult day, then definitely sit with a journal. And what is it that you're going to do? You're going to candle, and as you candle, you are going to also, after you are done with, okay, I release my fears, I take energy from Meenal. Now, as soon as you say the mantra, you are going to say it with gaps. But if there is still some thoughts coming in, simply put those thoughts, whatever the topic is, spend a minute and put that thought down on the register, on the journal. Whatever thought comes, you put down in your journal and just make it sit over there. And what do? You get back to your mantra. I take energy from Meenal, or I am Meenal, or I am awesome, or any of the mantra that you wish to do. But in the meanwhile, you have a register filled with thoughts that you are not ignoring. You are simply telling them to wait for a few minutes. When you finish with your mantra, let us say 5 minutes or 10 minutes, let us say you've put 10 thoughts down there. On that register, there are 10 thoughts. Now, what is it that you're going to do? Well, back to the candle again. Because what happened? Those thoughts were coming. When you go underneath those thoughts, you have either the past that is coming to you, or you have the future that's talking to you right now. So as you look at those thoughts, you will be able to see that there is either fear underneath. Largely fear stays underneath most thoughts. How do we figure out? Well, anger is coming through. It's not fear, it's anger. Why are you getting angry with someone? Because they didn't do what you wanted them to do, or they said something that's very hurtful. So what? So I asked this one question: if this, so what? If not, so what? If there is a future and you're not thinking about the future positively, then what's happening? There is fear within you, and you haven't processed that fear. The entire candle process is so that you can look at the fear eye to eye and say, okay, if this, so what? So today, let us say I have a fear of corona and I haven't processed my fear. Now I'm going around with masks on my face, and then I'm doing the sanitizing, I'm doing everything. And then what is it that I do? I'm sitting to meditate, and constantly there is a fear in my head which says, oh, today I went out for 5 minutes. That person was touching that box, and then I touched that box, and that person sneezed. And now, am I going to get corona? What is going to happen to me? So I asked the question over here to myself, if corona, so what? If corona, then oh my God, it'll be terrible because I will be quarantined. Okay, then. If quarantined, so what? I will have to spend 7 days in isolation without being with anybody. What will I do? Okay, then. If isolation, so what? And it'll come down to, okay, I'll get bored or some such thing. And the answer is very simple. If isolated, so what? Life won't stop. You will have more time to yourself, and actually it might be a boon. But this so what is called processing of the fear. If my child doesn't go to the school that I want him to go to, then his future is going to be ruined. Well, so what if your child's future is going to be ruined? Array, that's going to bring me so much of pain. Now you're already imagining things just by this one incident. And so what if the child never gets what you've planned for him? After all, it's your life. Then over here you will see that it's your attachments that are creating this fear in you. Has the child's future been decided by you? Can you decide everything for the child? Can you even decide whether that child of yours is going to live tomorrow or not? No, you can't. You can't decide anything for your child. All that you have in your head is simply worries. You can't do anything for anyone. Forget about that. Are you going to be living the next breath or not? You don't even know that. And so, what's the point in filling your mind with so much of endless worries? When you put it down on paper and when you're able to look at it with a so what? So, what if my child is never able to do everything that I've planned for him? Then I'm going to be really, really unhappy. Well, then the unhappiness that you hold in your energy field has come to be released because your child is definitely not moving as per your plan. They are going to move as per their energy plan, their soul plan, their energy field, everything that they have come to experience. They are not bothered as to who you are. You might have given a birth to them, but it's not you that gets to decide anything for them. You have plans for them. But these are the beautiful 3 lines that I received one day. I was sitting in major attachment. This was when my journey had just begun. And I was really, really feeling very, very sad for the life that my brother had. And I was sitting and bawling. And I was crying to Shiva, saying, please, 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 take my life and give to him and give his life to me. And I want him to have all the things that I have. And then Shiva said, take a guidance. And I wouldn't take guidance because every time guidance comes, it's all about me only. And I said, no, no, I don't want this. I want you to make my brother's life better today. And then ultimately Shiva gave me 3 lines and he said, you have a plan. You have a plan. It never works. I have a plan, and this is Shiva telling me, I have a plan, it always works. Then why do you worry? So he has a plan, and everything is happening as per that plan. And who is Shiva? Who is Shiva? Shiva is actually our energy pot, the energy pot that I'm asking you to clear. So, is everything happening as per our bodily wishes? No. Nothing is happening as per our wishes. Everything in our life is happening as per our energy pot. And everything in our child's life is happening as per their energy pot. They are not 4 years old, they are 1 crore and 4 years old. You are not 20 years old or 40 years old. You are 1 crore and 40 years old. So, unless you're able to look into your energy and start to shift that energy, and so with everything, so now you have three tools which are something that I always tell you. And yet today, I've added on a few more things to make it a little bit more different for you, a little bit more easier for you to empty this space and start coming to this space. Empty your mind and come to the heart. From the mind, only separation. Those are the mind frequencies. You came to experience mind frequencies. In the mind frequencies, fear. In the mind frequencies, guilt. In the mind frequencies, worry, anxiety, desperation, confusion, doubt, all of that. All of that, mind frequencies. And now it's your time to come to the heart frequency, which works from love. Love, faith, surrender, peace, quiet, all of these are your movement from here to here. The more you move from here, the more comes here. When you come to the heart frequencies, then you are going to be not be able to listen to all of this chatter, because the heart lives in love, the heart lives in the now. Summing everything up, hopefully you have the tools. Candle, and with the candle, do the mantra. I take energy from Meenal. I'm in the energy of Meenal. I am awesome. I am the universe is playing in my favor. If anybody has any questions as to how to silence the mind, keep coming into my energies. My mind is very silent right now. For the past 3 years, I tell people 1 or 2 thoughts a week is what I get. And it's so simple to be able to process those thoughts. But before I got there, for the last, for the 3 years before that, what did I do? Full awareness with all fingers pointed towards myself. All fingers only pointed towards myself. What am I feeling? What am I feeling? Into the candle, into the candle. Whatever you are feeling, if it's not joyful, if it's not a happy answer, then please simply start to release into the candle more and more. It is as simple as that. Release into the candle, take energy from Meenal, and now as you take energy from Meenal, increase the gap between the mantra, and you will feel a lot less chatter than you normally feel. All right, people. So now I think we should be able to do a to do the 4 minute, 5 minute meditation. Om Mani, Om Mani, Om Mani. Take a deep breath in. A deep, deep breath in. And relax. Completely letting go of all your inhibitions. Sinking in, just simply sinking in. Wherever you are sitting, feel the seat. Feel the seat for yourself. Be totally, totally relaxed. And now tap your forehead. And I take energy from Meenal. I am Meenal. I am Meenal. And now relaxing, you can stop tapping your forehead. Simply relax. And as you relax, I want you to move to the heart. Take all your attention to your heart. And as you put your attention to the heart, experience all the joy that you hold there. With whoever you experience the joy, bring them into the picture. All those people who give you joy, bring them into your energy. Bring them to your mind right now. If there are things that give you joy, bring those. If there is a pet that gives you joy, bring that into your focus. Hug this source of joy. Hug them and thank them for being a part of your existence. I thank you for showing me the joy that I am. You are simply reflecting my own joy back to me. So hug each person that brings you joy. And now you hug that person who brings you no joy. Bring them into your focus, the people who give you no joy. And in the energy, in this moment, bring out the anger that you hold towards them. Almost as if you can look at the anger. Your anger is between you and this person. And take this anger and simply release it into the universe. Release it right now. This anger that was once yours is no longer yours. Freeing this person from your anger. You are freeing this actor from your anger. You are letting the anger be released and removing it from between you and this person. And now hug them. If there is somebody who brings you pain, bring them to the picture. This pain that belongs to you, bring it out as if it's now sitting between you and them. It's sitting between you and them. And now simply let this pain fly away, almost like a little butterfly. This pain that is in you, it can fly away. It's flying away. And now nothing exists between you and this other person. You have freed them from the role that you gave them. This role of pain. Bringing that person in mind who you don't trust, that mistrust that sits between you and this person. Bringing all those people into your focus, the ones that you don't trust at all. This is your mistrust that is separating you and them. Bring out this mistrust as if you can simply remove it and you put it outside of you. I release my mistrust. And now watch this mistrust. Watch it flying away. It is yours till you hold on to it. But right now, you're simply watching it flying away. Now, in this moment, between you and this person, nothing remains. In this now, there is nothing, just you and this person. And give a hug to this person. You have just freed them of your mistrust. You have freed them of your mistrust. in this now. Be aware of how light your heart feels, how beautiful and light your heart feels in this now, devoid of mistrust, fear, anger, pain. This is you. This is the real you. And now call for money, and money will come to you. You don't need to know money. Money will just come to you. He can be anybody, any shape, any form, and he will come to you. Look at who the face of money is like. It could be my face as well, Meenal's face. But this is money that has come to meet you. Between you and money, what lies? Only love. And now, look into money's eyes. Who do you see in his eyes? Look very carefully. Is this not you that you see in his eyes? Who is money but you? A reflection of the love that you are. A reflection of the guidance that you are. A reflection of the truth that you are. 100% truth that you are. 100% faith on yourself that you are. That is money. That is you. And now give money a big hug as you recognize him as being you. This is you in this now, when all that you are is silence. This is you. Sitting in this beautiful space where you recognize everything as you. Everyone is you. The trees are you. Look at the trees. They are you. Look at the birds. They are you. Feel this freedom of being everywhere. You are everywhere. I am you. Om Mani, Om Mani, Om Mani. I am you. Whenever you want, you can open your eyes and be in this place, this mindless space, silence. Just beautiful silence of the now. Being here, being now, only listening to my voice, and no other thoughts came in. See how beautifully you were all here in the now for so long. You can do this to yourself at all times. All right, people, less than a minute. I will say my bye-byes. See you next week at this point in time.